What's up, everybody? On this channel, we cover finance, productivity, and tech. And today, it's Monday, so I'm going to be covering some finance, but we're going to be doing a reaction video. And let me know if you guys like this type of content, but there's some videos I really find pretty engaging, and I want to give some commentary on it. So let's just take a look. This video right here is from the channel School of Hard Knocks. And this guy pretty much goes around the country interviewing rich people and asking them how they became successful. But there's a couple of things that I noticed. But either way, I'll give my feedback as we go through it. So let's take a look.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
Question for you.
Yeah.
Is this your Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
And what do you do for a living out here in Tampa to be able to afford a Rolls Royce?
I am a
Yeah.
consultant.
How long?
Yeah, I'm not driving. I'm not the valet. Let's skip this. I like these little intros here. They show little previews
Have you been a business owner for?
I've been a business owner for
coming up. Let's
4 to
just
5
jump right
a
in.
day. He money?
No.
Entire country. Florida.
Alright.
For those that don't know, Tampa, Florida is home to over 60,000 millionaires and nearly 10 billionaires. And we're going to be going all over the city to the wealthiest areas to ask multimillionaires and people that have grown some of the biggest companies in the entire city how they became successful and how you can start your path to becoming financially free in today's world. So with that being said, let's get this video on the way. Excuse me, sir.
I gotta have some more energy like this. Sometimes I wake up and I'm really tired and I'm I gotta get my videos done. And then I look at myself on camera, I'm I gotta have more energy, like this guy right here. So let's take a look here.
Question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever owned a business before?
Yes.
What type of company?
Several.
What was your main business?
I was in the TV business. I was in the restaurant business.
Let me ask you a question. I started the channel in Austin. I grew it to 8 million followers. I go all over the country just asking business owners their best advice to new entrepreneurs. Could I get 1 minute of your time real quick?
Real quick.
How long have you been an entrepreneur for?
My whole life.
What's the greatest lesson you learned about entrepreneurship? A lesson you learned that somebody will not
Take care
learn.
of your people. And the worst thing you can have is have a big corporation take over the company and try and homogenize everything. It doesn't work because they don't care about the staff. You take care of your people, you're going to be successful.
Is that what happened to you?
Yeah, they bought us out. Yeah, I made great money, but
In terms of revenue, what was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
TV stations were doing 30, 40 million. The restaurant was doing 5 million.
Did you ever lose money?
Oh God, yeah. I had businesses that didn't work. I always tried to have 3 sources of income. 3
I kind of wish they were more specific. Okay, so he owned TV stations or just ran them? I'm assuming maybe owned. But I understand this guy has to keep the videos short. Did you notice, by the way, when he was mentioning that when you get bought out, they don't really care about the staff? He looked serious. It's like he meant what he just said.
different businesses in different categories working to make money.
But a lot of people would say don't diversify. How do you feel about that?
They're wrong because you don't want to have the old classic, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I was in the restaurant business, I was in the farming business, and I was in the television business.
Did you come?
I've heard that before too, not to diversify in terms of what you want to do. Basically, not to spread yourself thin. There's a fine line. It really depends. What was this? I look like a little Trump move right there. It's completely fine, I believe, to diversify as long as you're putting considerable effort to succeed. The idea behind not diversifying is just so that you don't end up not putting the amount of effort in order to succeed. But if you're becoming successful in different areas, then yeah, Elon diversified. Elon Musk diversified like crazy at the very top level. And in Hollywood also, you ever notice that a lot of times, when I was experimenting with getting into the Hollywood industry, I noticed a lot of times they said if you're going to be a writer, you need to just focus on one genre and just do that, which I always thought was nonsense. You don't need to be pigeonholed. And that goes for anything. As long as you could, if you're good at doing horror, it does not mean you should not be able to do comedy also. So just know what the measurement is that you need to, just know how much you need to put in order to succeed
From a lot of money?
And diversify all you want.
No, I grew up on a farm.
Yeah, so what was the turning point to financial freedom? What did you see that made you want to go out and build a big $1 million business?
Well, my dad was a farmer. He took a risk every day.
How old are you now?
I'm almost 70.
No, you're not. Are you
Yeah.
actually?
I'll be 70 next year.
Are you serious? Real quick, come here. If you lost everything tomorrow, could you make it all back?
Oh, God, yeah.
As a multiple 8-figure earner, what was the best financial
I hated that, by the way. He's just like, I'm almost 70. And then the guy's like, really, really? I hate when people get shocked that when you're older. It's so annoying because it's just like, oh my God, I thought you were dead. You'd be dead by now. Why do you need to be surprised? Talking about age is a thing I try to get away from. I have a really bad habit of comparing myself to like how much I've done now versus like someone else at my age. I don't know if you've ever done that, but and I feel like this kind of relates to this, so I don't feel like I'm getting on a tangent. But it's a matter of like knowing how to race against yourself, not against other people. And when you're comparing yourself with age, you're racing against other people, you know, and it's really unhealthy mentally. There's no reason why he needed to ask him his age.
advice you ever received?
So when you partner with somebody, we call it the call, because any business is going to need cash flow at some point. If your partners can't make the call, when you say, hey, we all need to put in whatever the amount is, if you can't make that call, they don't need to be your partner.
But you were never afraid to take on debt as a business owner.
Oh, God, no.
Why not?
Because it was a different time. You can't do it now. Banks don't do that anymore. I literally walked into a bank on Saturday and met with the president of the bank on a day he was off and got a loan for $550,000 and opened my first business.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
All right,
I appreciate
guys.
you. Have a great day, sir. Thank you. All right, you guys. My guy, Steady, just dropped. Probably one of my favorite interviews I've ever done. But guys, it all comes back to people. Attach yourselves to great people, and remember, people will take you places that money can't. Phenomenal interview out here in Tampa. Let's go get this next one and keep this video rolling. Come on.
I don't know what he just said right now. He was just kind of like babbling there. Didn't say anything of value. Nice personality though. The debt thing, that's something that I was like really bad. I had like a horrible habit that was also a really good habit when it came to debt. I love paying things off because I hated having debt, like particularly with credit cards. So I always pay my credit cards right off the bat. But that carried into big debt also. So like when I bought my first home, I really wanted to rush to pay it off. And then I realized, wait a minute, let's slow down. Let's slow down, Kimosabi. It's nice to pay off debt, but only at the right times. If I have like a mortgage that has a very low interest rate, it doesn't make sense for me to rush to pay that debt off when I could take a bunch of the capital. Like let's say I had $200,000 to pay off the mortgage, put that in an index fund, and then it could earn like 7 to 12, if not more, percent. So I could make more money investing that cash rather than trying to get that feel-good feeling of paying off my debt when my interest rate is like 2 point something percent. Know when to get rid of debt, know when not to.
Excuse me, sir. Question for you. Have you ever been broke before? Have you ever been broke before?
I've been broke before?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've been broke before.
Yeah. And what line of business are you in?
I own a digital marketing company. I'm an investor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I go all over the country just asking successful people how they made it for the younger generation. Could I interview you for the channel real quick?
That's dope, man.
So how long have you been an entrepreneur for?
For about 3 or 4 years, man.
Over these 4 years, what was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
It's going to be my...
See that? So he's a digital marketing guy, but I don't know why the creator's like not asking the business name. Like I would have liked to know that. You know, he doesn't mention his name, doesn't mention the company's name. Why do you think that is? Drop that in the comments. Maybe it's because the channel's pretty big, almost 500 subscribers, and I think he has like other channels with even more, like prop on TikTok. So it might be because the folks wouldn't get on the camera if they feel like they're going to be harassed by a bunch of like the viewers saying, "Hey, I saw you on School of Hard Knocks," or whatever. But on the flip side, it could be good advertising for their business. So
Current year, making a few million this year, bro. Yeah.
Give me a range.
45.
$45 million.
Yeah.
As a multiple seven-figure entrepreneur, what is the best financial advice that you ever received?
Leverage debt. I think a lot of people are looking to get out of debt, which means you just come from being negative to broke. And then another thing is, if you don't learn how to leverage debt, you'll always be working for somebody else who knows how to leverage debt.
Break that down. How can somebody leverage debt to create wealth?
Let's just say if we leverage other people's money to be able to buy real estate or to start a business, now we have the capability and opportunity to start these businesses and investments. But we can use somebody else's money to start something that cash flows and then pay back off the debt over time. So why am I looking to pay off debt when I can cash flow off somebody else's money and start the things that I want to start without my own money? I like that concept.
You know they don't teach that in school, right?
Yeah, you definitely don't learn that in school.
Did you go to college?
I went to college.
I hate that you don't learn that in school. Maybe now things are changing, and it really is disappointing, especially when college is so expensive and you don't learn important stuff like that. Really, stuff like that you should be learning elementary school. Heck, as soon as you could like learn fractions, you should be learning about debt. It's not that hard of a concept. This is somewhat related to what I was saying, except that I was saying that I could take the capital and just invest it in the stock market, right? He's just talking about investing it in businesses. But point being, use that money, use that capital to do some other investments. And let me be a little bit clear before. I was just about to play the video, but in case I'm not clear, so in my case, I was saying if I had cash to pay off my my mortgage, well, where did that cash come from, right? That could have been money I saved up, right? But I think in his term that he's talking about, that money might not necessarily be what he saved up. When I think he mentioned use other people's money. So you could like borrow, I could have like borrowed money against my property to like start a business, right? My property would be like the collateral. So you could do that with your property to borrow money to get other people's money and use your property as collateral. Although I don't really like that approach, but you could have like a whole stock portfolio, and then a lot of like rich guys borrow money against their stock portfolio. I just like learned about that, or just other ways just to be able to like borrow money, and that's leveraging debt.
I was for like 90 days, and then I dropped out. I'm not that smart, man. I didn't know how to write a 10 to 15 page paper. I kind of quit after they told me how to write a page paper. I'm like, it ain't my thing.
How old are you now?
30.
30.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you became a millionaire?
Like 27.
Do you come from a lot of money?
Nah, I don't. My father died in a car crash when I was a kid, like 1 year old, and my mom, she got taken in jail for a few years as well. So
what was the turning point to financial freedom?
One thing that I know is that everybody do is say that stuff is hard. Starting a business is hard. Investing is hard. Like getting your credit together is hard. Well, it's hard being broke. It's hard being in the same position year after year after year after year. So you got to choose what hard you want.
All right, you guys, this video just got up to an amazing start, and we're headed to go get our...
All right, folks, that's it for now. But let me know what you thought about this video, and if you want to see more reaction videos like this on Money Monday, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you could be informed on other videos coming out, and I will see you in the next one.